Hello, my lovelies. Sagittarius, this is going to be your June 2023 reading. We're going to pull some oracle cards for you as well as some tarot. We're going to see what the month ahead has for you. So be sure to watch your full placements, your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus signs for your full month of June ahead. And if you aren't sure what that is, there is a fantastic way to look that up. You can look up your birth chart online for free at freenatalchart.com. And it's also something that you're going to need, probably your birth certificate. You need to know your exact time of birth, your city and state that you were born in, and of course your birth date and an email address, and they will send you your full report for free. Highly recommend it. It really helps you to kind of unlock some knowledge that maybe you need about yourself as an individual, and it's very specific to you and where you came into the world and where all of the stars and planets were aligned at that time. Some things that maybe you didn't know about yourself, you'll learn. All right, we're going to start with the oracle cards. This one's called Raising Your Vibration. So we're going to see what we need to know. If you're new here, my name is Damsel in Distress Tarot, or you can call me Jen. This is one of the tarot decks that I like to use for our monthlies because I feel like it gives us some insight on maybe some things that we didn't realize we need to work on. So let's see what we need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I am grateful for the earth. So this card is really about kind of connecting back to Mother Earth or connecting back to grounded energy. And I would say that maybe you need to spend some time outside, get barefoot, go out and walk in nature if you can. Put your feet on the earth barefoot so that you are releasing the negative ions and you are getting the positive ions. And it happens in milliseconds. I've talked about this a few times on the channel, that it's something that has been scientifically proven that grounding actually does really help us energetically not only align our chakras, our energy points, but it also helps us to release a lot of negativity or even toxins that are in our body that are circulating. So it does help us to actually be grateful and be grounded. So maybe you're planting a garden, maybe you're going to just go out in nature. I usually have a garden in the summertime. It's not doing great right now, but that's a whole other story, right? So just be grateful for the earth. It's where we live, it's our home planet. It's got all of the nutrients that we need to survive. So it's really important that we start to take care of Mother Earth, of our planet. I am surrounded by angels. So this is telling us that even if you don't feel like it, you are. You might also find some feathers in your path letting you know that the angels are with you. You can also ask for other signs. They are happy to oblige, but we have free will when we come here, so we have to ask for any sort of intervention, or they aren't usually allowed to intervene unless it's a matter of life or death. All right, what else do we have for sign symbols, or excuse me, for raising our vibration? Sign symbols and synchronicities we will be using. Clear your karma. All right, so if we have paid into bad karma, then we need to do something to kind of pay it forward in a more positive way to kind of balance the scales, so to speak. And they're showing me, I can't remember what the deity's name was. I want to say it was either Osiris, whoever the god of the underworld was for ancient Egypt, where he had a scale and he would weigh the heart against a feather. And that if the heart was pure of intention, that it would be lighter than a feather and you would go into the afterlife, into heaven. If it was heavier than the feather, then that meant the opposite, that you had too much negative karma and that you would be going someplace you didn't want to go. So it's time. It's time to clear your karma. It's time to let go of all the negativity that might be surrounding you. Do something good to pay it forward, to kind of help to balance the scales a little bit. I trust the wisdom within. So this is telling us we need to listen to our intuition. It's also a card telling us that there's lots of ancient wisdom within us, and your third eye could be being activated at this time. You might also need to do some meditation to kind of clear the energy around your third eye and your intuition, and to be able to open that up. And they're telling me that they're saying blast of energy. So it's almost like if you do the meditation, you're going to get a blast of energy to awaken your third eye, to awaken your intuition, and it's going to help you to be able to see things more clearly, as well as to be able to kind of trust the wisdom that's coming in for you. All right, let's get some sign symbols and synchronicities for Sagittarius. What do they need to see? Cloak of authority and protection. So this is telling us that we are surrounded, we are protected, and you might be wearing a cloak of authority. You might also have a cloak of protection that surrounds you at this time. They always give me the words invisibility cloak when I pull this card. And I made this deck, so it's funny to me that that always comes through because it's not what I wrote on the card originally. So this is something that you might want to feel invisible right now. Maybe there's too much going on in your life. Maybe you've had too many crazy things happening right now and it's just too much. So you kind of wish that you could disappear. But you are surrounded and you are protected by the divine always. And this might be a little extra incentive to know that you're protected at this time. You also have some sort of authority, whether it's within your job or whether it's some other way that you have some sort of authority around you. Maybe like you have a commanding presence or your job, but there's some sort of authority that you carry at this time, the evil eye. So this is telling us that it's time to return to sender any sort of evil intention. You are protected, and the evil eye helps you to return to sender any sort of evil intent or ill will sent towards you. The root chakra. So this is about grounding. This is about grounding your energy, and your first card was I am grateful for the earth. So they do tend to kind of coincide, which I kind of like. And when I shuffle, it's like the right messages come out for the right people at the right time, and that's exactly what's supposed to happen. So the root chakra, following your passions, loyalty, grounded success. So if you're feeling ungrounded, if you feel like everything's kind of in the ethers, or it's above your head, or you're in la la land, this is an indication you need to get grounded, and that's super important to align the rest of your chakras as well, because without that grounded energy, everything else is kind of unaligned. So we have to start at the base at the root chakra and work our way all the way up to the crown, which would sit above our head. All right, let's see. Akashic records. So you might be having some sort of breakthrough. This is also telling us that there is a lot of hidden wisdom and knowledge, and I trust the wisdom within. So really, we need to start waking up that old wisdom, the old knowledge that our soul has learned through many lifetimes, so that we can use it in this lifetime. And I feel like that's going to be really important for you. This could be that you might be remembering past lives. You might be waking up to some sort of knowledge that maybe has been forgotten. They're also telling me, this is strange. So they're telling me generational knowledge that has been repressed, forgotten, or unlearned. It's almost like they're giving me like cultural knowledge. So whether that's, your specific culture, there might be some sort of knowledge that is almost being wiped out or forgotten, and that we need to start waking those things up within us, that there's some sort of knowledge that really needs to be shared, and that it will benefit not only you, but the people around you, and maybe society as a whole. So being able to share that knowledge and wisdom with others is going to be important. All right, we're going to start with some tarot. We're going to see what messages we need to know for Sagittarius for the month of June. What do we need to know for Sagittarius? All right, so there's a big bunch of them. All right, so Eight of Cups came out in the reverse. So we're refusing to walk away from something that isn't good for us. This is something that we've exhausted all options. We know that it can't be fixed. We know that it can't be saved, and typically it's a relationship. For whatever reason, you're still holding on to this, either out of fear, worry. There's definitely a lot of indecision that's coming through with this card. So we might have money issues as well. Let's see what else is on here. Turning your back and walking away knowing nothing more can be done. So if you know nothing more can be done, why are you still there, right? There's got to be a reason why you haven't thrown in the towel and walked away. And for whatever reason that is, you need to make a clear calculated plan that if this isn't where you want to be and it's not working for you, that you need to come up with a plan of action to leave it behind you, because you're blocking your own blessings from coming forward. All right, the Six of Swords. So this tells us that we are moving, that we are finally letting go of the past, that we are actually going to either take a trip somewhere, or we're going to travel, relocate, things like that. And we're getting out of the conflict and chaos, laying down the swords, the arguing, taking what we need with us and going forward on our journey. This might happen quickly. So it might have been something stuck and stagnant for a long time, and this might change quickly. Sagittarius, I love you to pieces, but you're a flight risk. I hate to break it to you. The Page of Wands is my flight risk card. So this is somebody who is kind of a player sometimes. They don't really want to commit to people, almost like a fear of settling down, like it will stifle your creativity, or it's going to keep you stuck, or it's going to feel suffocating. And maybe you've been in relationships like that. So we have to flip our mindset because you might also be attracting some karma that you don't want with all of those scenarios. All right, Page of Swords. So somebody's spying, whether this is you or somebody else. This is air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody is spying or they're being deceptive and they are looking back over their shoulder, or you are. So I don't like this energy. The Page of Swords is very immature, very like a lot of gossip, a lot of drama around this person, and it's like they're always doing something that they really shouldn't be doing, and then they're surprised when they get caught doing all these things. All right, the Three of Wands. So it's time to look forward towards your future. It's time to finally kind of figure out what that looks like for you. Travel is indicated in this as well. And I feel like you're kind of trying to process, okay, what is it that I want for my future? If I leave this situation behind that isn't working, what does my future actually look like? And maybe you need a plan. Maybe you need to come up with, am I changing jobs? Am I moving places to live? Am I going to school? Like, what does my future look like? And come up with some sort of plan, because the Three of Wands is telling you that the wait is almost over, that your ships are coming in. So you will have a lot of decisions to make. This could be with love, this could be in anywhere in your life, but you're going to have a lot of decisions to weigh. So it's really important that you trust your intuition, and that's why you need to listen to it. And so getting grounded and meditating and things like that are going to help clear your mind of any negative thoughts that are mostly from your ego and doubt and fear, and so that you can make a good, wise decision. So remember that all that glitters is not gold. You have to look beyond the clouds, and there could be some money improvements coming for you as well. The Three of Swords. So this card is about overcoming heartbreak and pain, jealousy, fear, things like that. And I feel like the reason that you're such a flight risk right now, especially related to love, is because you have been heartbroken so badly before. That keeps you from trusting people. It keeps you from trusting your instincts, because I'm almost getting the energy that you're thinking like, I thought this person was my forever person. I thought this was going to be the one, and it turned out to not be the right person for me. Well, did you rush into it? Did you take your time to get to know this person? Did you trust your intuition if it gave you red flags? Or did you ignore those things and jump in head first? Because those are indications that something is out of balance. Either we're operating out of fear or ego, or things just aren't quite aligned. And if we start to listen to the red flags and we pay attention to those things as they come up, we can see things before they get to the point where we're really struggling with the heartbreak and the pain. So it's something that takes some work, but it's part of our growth and our journey here. And sometimes we have to go through the painful situations to learn the lessons so we don't repeat them later. The Nine of Pentacles. So this tells us that we're going into an abundant state. There could be more money coming, could be some sort of investment that pays off, but it gives you a peace of mind and a lot of contentment. You're very happy. I really feel like strong feminine energy with this card. And it's like you're building your empire. You've done a lot of hard work, and maybe you don't mind being single right now because you're tired of being hurt or cheated on or manipulated. And so I think that you're just kind of out there doing your thing right now, and that's all right too. There's some sort of victory coming for you after a long period of waiting, and I feel like it's because you're closing out this old cycle. So if you haven't closed it out yet, know that once you do, it looks like there's a lot of forward momentum, and that you will actually gain some sort of victory. There's some good news that's coming for you. You might have to work well with others. This could be like a work situation, or this is collaborating with Source, Spirit, God, the universe, and kind of really trusting where they're leading you. But there's improvements underway. There's been a lot of delays around this situation for a reason. So you might need to connect to Source or your higher self in order to kind of understand, why were things so delayed? Well, there's always a reason for it. Either it's protection, something wasn't aligned yet, or the circumstances just weren't correct for things to actually fall together. The Five of Pentacles. So this card is really telling us that we might have to recover from something, either money worries and issues. You may have blocked somebody recently, cut them off, left them out in the cold, but there's definitely some delays around money, and that could definitely be an issue for you right now. Someone wants to come in from out of the cold, and I think it's this person who either deceived you or broke your heart. And I think you're going to kind of, I don't think so. I think when you slam the door, it's a big slam. And sometimes I've seen Sagittariuses lock the door and throw away the key so that it can never be opened again. So it may be something that you consider, but I don't think that for this person they're going to be able to go forward. I think your wish fulfillment is to be abundant and maybe not necessarily with somebody else. It could be something else, but from what I'm seeing is that you're tired of having to look over your shoulder. You're tired of deceitful people. It's almost like you're focused on your finances right now and that you just want to live a happy, abundant life. So don't lose hope that things are possible and that they can change for the better. We have the Magician. So this tells us that we are manifesting things. We have to stay positive. We know that we can literally create anything we want out of our life, but we have all the tools at our disposal in order to do that. You might also be using the element of surprise to your advantage. And so this could be something that maybe you're going to surprise somebody. Maybe you're going to just kind of work in the shadows until things are more established. But either way that this resonates for you, you are creating the life you want. So you have to stay positive. Somebody's coming in with some news and they're coming in quickly and bravely, if I could talk today. Sorry, guys. All right, so some sort of speedy situation or finish is going to come through, and I feel like it requires a lot of courage and bravery. So ask your angels for assistance, is what they're telling me, that in order to really get to where you want to be, you're going to have to be courageous and you're going to have to take some action to go forward. It is going to take hard work on your part as well. I feel like whoever wants to come in from out of the cold finally wants to put in the effort and the hard work, and you're just kind of like, I don't think so. It's too little too late. Like you had plenty of time to figure this out and you did underhanded things, and I'm not going back down that road again. Yeah, they might have been juggling you, or you're juggling things like finances right now, time management. There's a lot of confusion around money or some sort of situation that you've really been juggling. So we have to take that into consideration. All right, what else does Sagittarius need to know for the month of June? The star. We have the star twice, so this is telling us that a wish fulfillment is coming in divine timing. All right, so we have the Emperor. So this could be your energy as well. This is Aries energy typically, but he makes strategic, calculated moves and risks. So he's planning. This is like planning for your future, planning for things that you want to happen, maybe planning for your wish fulfillment. But he also is the father figure. He's protector, provider, and he's not going to just jump in head first. He's coming up with some sort of well-laid plan. That comes out with the Magician and the star. So I feel like this person might see you as a wish fulfillment and that they're coming up with some sort of plan to go after exactly what it is that they want. So if that's you, they're coming for you and they're going to make sure that they get a positive, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, I hate that. Sometimes I just sit here and it's like my brain goes completely blank when I'm channeling. All right, what is the word I'm looking for, Spirit? That they don't want to be rejected. They want you to accept their offer. There we go. Accept the offer. So they're coming up with a well-laid plan to make sure they aren't rejected, because this could be somebody from your past. This could be somebody new. And if it's somebody new, they might see how guarded you are and that you don't really want to kind of commit to anybody. So they're like, I have to come up with a plan that they won't reject, an offer they won't refuse. All right, Seven of Wands. So stand your ground for things that you want. I think you need to really stick up for yourself and what you want out of life. King of Pentagrams, slow and steady wins the race. This is also somebody who's very financially stable and abundant. And it's also somebody who's willing to put in the hard work to make things be successful. So whether that's in business, whether that's in their personal life, I feel like this person could be trying to match your energy, or it's like they've accumulated a lot in their life. Maybe they've worked really hard for everything they have. Maybe they're a business owner, something like that. but they're looking for somebody to share that with. They're very loyal, they're very trustworthy, very grounded, and you're the polar opposite of that. You're kind of the flight risk. You're all over the place. You're, jump on a plane in 2 seconds and go to someplace else. So I do think you guys are polar opposites, but sometimes that really does work. All right, the Chariot, Cancer energy. So some forward movement or progress is definitely possible. Could be traveling, could be relocating, could be purchasing a vehicle. But this is telling us that we need to also find the balance in order to go forward in a positive way. And then we have the Five of Cups. So this is shifting our perspective on a situation. Maybe you didn't think things could go forward because things were so imbalanced. So it's almost like if you shift your perspective and you gain the clarity and you listen to your intuition, that you will be able to balance things out and go forward in a different way. But we have to let go of a heavy burden. This is something that you've carried a long time. So listening to your intuition so you can stop the juggling and stop the worrying. And I feel like then you won't have to look over your shoulder if you just let this stuff go. Queen of Swords. So she really tells us that we have the opportunity to cut out things that don't work for us, and that we are able to actually release this burden should we want to. That I feel like if people don't align with where you want to be right now, that you're kind of like, you gotta go, it's like it's not gonna work. I don't want that energy anymore, so it has to be left behind. We're gonna use this deck. All right, let's see. What is the outcome for Sagittarius's month ahead? Judgment. So somebody is facing judgment, whether this is through the courts, some sort of contract, some sort of karma coming through. And I feel like maybe that's your wish fulfillment, is that somebody else deal with the karma um, that they deserve. So karma is being dealt, final judgments being passed, improvements are underway. Forgiveness, you need to forgive. That's also karma. So you don't have to forget, but forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself so that you're not stuck in those negative emotions. So forgive it, let it go. You don't have to ever deal with that person again unless you choose to, but forgiveness is something that you give yourself. And I feel like karma is being dealt on all sides. So it's important that we finally let go of that. All right, the Five of Wands. So this is a lot of rivalry or competition and clashing egos. I feel like if you are dealing with another fire sign or an Aquarius, we have the Star card, that this is something that you guys might really clash or butt heads a lot. But this could also be that this Emperor wants to come in and kind of wipe out the competition. That's the other way I'm picking this up. That you might be this person's wish fulfillment and they're like, no, I'm going to blow the competition out of the water. That person's mine. I don't care. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to go after them and they're going to be mine. All right. Someone wants some growth. Someone wants a new beginning with you. So I do think they're going to kind of try and come up with a well-laid plan, and they are trying to be very creative about this because they want some sort of new beginning and they want growth with you. So that's really important. It could lead to marriage. The Hierophant is Taurus energy. If that's not what you want, then stand up for yourself. You don't have to conform to societal norms or tradition. It's also a card that's not only marriage, it's about ascension. So you could be learning a lot of lessons, and maybe part of that is standing up for yourself and what you really want for your future and not backing down. Someone's coming in with some sort of communication, though. They're either going to speak their feelings, tell you that they want to get married to you, or that there is someone who wants to like work with you. Speedy travel is also possible with that, and some sort of communication about results, or like you get some sort of results. What is another scenario for results? Is like if you're waiting on test results, those could be coming in, some sort of communication, or you've worked very hard and you're seeing the results of your hard work. Enough to celebrate. So could be travel, could be relocation, some good news, celebrations, parties, lots of positive energy coming through. Yeah, but you're overwhelmed. So you've got to let go of the heavy burdens and you've got to learn to shift your perspective. You're very stressed out, but you are also very brave. So I think you're going to gather your confidence and you're going to finally be able to go forward, take some action to make some things work for you instead of things always working against you. Let's see. King of Cups. So he's who I refer to as the ideal father figure. He's nurturing, he's romantic, he's trustworthy, he's affectionate. He's somebody who really brings a lot of wisdom and devotion to a connection. And he's he wears his heart on his sleeve. So like you never have to doubt his emotions for you. He's going to show you all of the time. The Knight of Coins. So this is, again, travel is also favored. You might be traveling a lot. Maybe it's for work, maybe you're taking trips or vacations somewhere, but your hard work is being noticed. And this is also a card indicating that a new job could be a potential opportunity coming in, as well as relocating for work, things like that. But you're moving out of conflict and chaos and moving into greener pastures where things work better. We have the Queen of Swords twice. So this is really telling you it's time to have some tough love. Use your intelligence, be skeptical, be proactive in these things, and that you are able to eliminate things that you don't want. It looks like justice is being served in your favor this month. So if you're dealing with things like courts, contracts, legal issues, it looks like something is happening to let go of what isn't working to restore the balance in your life. And that's what we were talking about with one of our first cards, was clearing your karma and how it's about balance. So whatever this is in your life, whether it's some sort of like legal issue that you're dealing with, divorces, weddings, whatever, that we have to find the balance. And I think that that's going to be key for you. Could also be dealing with a Libra, um, but really trying to find the harmony, equality, and the balance in your life this month is going to be key for you, and learning to trust your intuition. So make sure that you don't ignore the red flags this month. I think that's going to be important. And I think somebody really does want a connection with you. So you're going to have to decide whether that's something you want or something you don't going forward. I hope it helps. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.